Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I want to talk about what me and Liam have been up to. If you don't know it, Liam is my child who loves foraging, growing things, making things, creating things. He's such a it's such a joy to be around. All my kids like to do things and stuff like that, but Liam is the one who definitely is my companion when it comes to these things. So me and Liam we've been working on actually making our own herbal teas, lots and lots of herbal teas. And I have always been growing a lot of herbal teas in my garden, but this year we've been also really working on foraging and growing and mixing and matching and making a lot of herbal tea that's going to be for the fall and winter, because fall is actually coming. We have our first winter storm and cooler weather, and you can see I'm wearing a long sleeve, so we're getting there. So Liam has been foraging a lot of nettle. Let's see if we can find it. So we've been doing a lot of nettle. Liam has been picking it, and he figured out a way. This is the first time he hasn't been going out foraging for himself. Well, foraging a lot and brought it home and said, "Hey, Mom, can we take care of this?" So he figured out a way how to pick and sting a nettle without getting stung, I should say. And he will just go out every day and bring it home, and we will just dehydrate it. So I want to just talk about herbal teas. So herbal teas are really fun. Like I said, you can grow a lot of them, like mint and thyme and lemon balm. There's so many different ones that you can grow. And a lot of them you can actually, like for example, black currant, red currant leaves are actually, and same thing with raspberry leaves. But you can pretty much make herbal tea of any of these berry bushes leaves. So we do a lot of that, but obviously we wait until the berries are done. And for some of the teas, we will add dried berries. For example, in blueberry tea, it will make the tea a little bit like a little purple blue, which is kind of fun. Even in some the currant, if I have some red currants or black currants, I will dry them and add them to the tea. But you don't have to do that. So a lot of these teas are actually have health benefits. Now, but when I say this, I want to make it very clear. I'm not a health practitioner. This is just what I like to do. If you are embarking on making your own herbal tea and start drinking herbal teas from your garden or from nature, make sure that you check with a health your doctor. You say your doctor first to make sure that it's okay. So now we got that out of the way. So let's talk about the different teas that we've been getting. So actually, when I was pregnant with Bella, I drank a lot of raspberry tea because I was a yoga teacher, and one of my students was a midwife, and she said, "You got to drink a lot of raspberry tea to prepare you for labor." I fell in love with this tea. So every year, because I've been growing raspberries in pretty much all our gardens we've been living in, and now here we have raspberry bushes, wild raspberry bushes. I've been picking the leaves and making raspberry leaf tea. It's delicious. It's divine. So let me see. I have that there. I will also say that herbal teas, like making your own, like because we dry them in the oven, you can dry them in dehydrator, you can dry them just putting them out. I have done them all different versions. So I'm just gonna put them on this one. I think it's really like to dry. You can also put them on newspaper. You can put them on paper. You can just put them on the table or on a cookie sheet or something to dry. It will dry automatically. But anyway, I would say that herbal teas can be a really cool and the year gift for teachers or for just homemade gifts. I would love if someone gave me some herbal teas. Now I make my own. So raspberry leaf is one drink a lot of, and I'm gonna actually, it's not very much because I wanted to wait for the raspberries to be all done, and now I'm gonna go pick all the leaves. Elderberry. Elderberry is something that and again, I'm not a health practitioner, but I like to give that to my kids when they have a cold. It seems to really work. And these are the elderflowers. So obviously right now it's fall, so it's going to be the elderberries. And elderberries you cannot eat or consume raw. You actually have to cook them. That's really important, but these are the flowers that I picked in the spring. And again, when you forage, it's really important that you only take small portion and share with everyone else, and make sure also to leave it for the bush and for the trees. You don't want to take it all, but also want to leave it for the bees and the birds and all the pollinators. So Anyway, so that's one. And of course, now it's fall, so we actually are harvesting a lot of rose hips. So rose hips obviously is they're like they contain a lot of vitamin C. They're really good for your joints. I have heard, but I drink this pretty much every night. That is part of my routine. I really enjoy it. You can also make rose hip soup and stuff like that. There's so many different things. But anyway, these are the teas. So these are what I have been collecting to dry for tea. And so when you pick rose hips, they have thorns. And you want to make sure you only pick the ones who hasn't been sprayed, because rose hip bushes are notoriously sprayed with pesticides. So you want to make sure these are from a safe area. And so I don't want obviously the seeds, because they're a little bit itchy and they can really make an itchy feeling in your throat. So I will literally sit there and work and pick out all the seeds and then dry just the skin of the rose hip. But it is really, really nice tea, and especially if you get a little cold because of vitamin C, and it's kind of comforting, I think. Nettles. We drink a lot of nettles. We eat nettles. We dry nettles. So this Liam just went bananas. He found where there was a lot of nettles. He found a way to actually pick them without hurting himself, because again, nettles can be a little bit stingy if you don't know that. So we dried a lot of nettles and we're using it for tea. Nettle tea it's a super drink. That's something I drink a lot of too. I enjoy the flavor of it. But also these, you can actually use them because they're dried. You can just throw them into soups and stews and stuff like that, also to add them as a vegetable. Blueberry mint is one of my favorites. So mint is from the garden and the blueberries is actually from the forest. So I took the leaves and I mix it. I think that a blueberry mint, and this is the fun thing about herbal teas, you can kind of mix and match and do your own little blends. And it doesn't have to just be one. You can do a lot of different ones. I actually like, and that's obviously not when I'm foraging, I like to make my own chai tea blend. And I just take a lot of different spices that is in chai tea and I mix it. I like, you can add black tea to it, but I don't. But then again, it's a fun gift idea, I would say. So anyway, this is my blueberry mint. It has such a nice flavor. Blueberry and mint just goes really, really well together. But I would say mint goes really well with also. But with, I would say, strawberries. I think that lemon balm and raspberry is a really good combination. Again, there's so many ones. So like, I would say dry them all separate and then mix and match and make like nice little jars. Liam has made all these little so we would know what they were. Let's see, chamomile. Okay, me and Liam, we found a whole field with chamomile that wasn't sprayed and we picked them all. Chamomile is definitely one if you want to be calm. Chamomile tea is like, most people know about chamomile tea. Like when you're feeling upset or anything, or your stomach hurt or whatever, people always say, would you like a cup of chamomile tea? And so we dried all the chamomile flowers, that is just the flowers, and then and it smells so good, made our own chamomile tea. And the thing is, it's like a lot of these herbal teas, if you go buy them, they cost a lot of money. This is like a really budget friendly way to make your own homemade gifts or make your tea for yourself. And let's see what I have. Oh yes, black currant. And for this one, I actually did dry the berries and put them in because I like to add that because it contains vitamin C. And again, to add really nice flavor. You can even make like drinks from the tea that you can make cold. You can make it hot. I mean, there's so many uses for the black currant and red currants, and we even have white currants out there. So we had a lot of bushes, and obviously we have picked off all the berries because they ripen, and now we're harvesting all the leaves. So anyway, this is just a really fun idea for tea, and that again, it's a great gift. And I also have to say something about foraging. I believe it is so important to teach this to kids, because before you forage, obviously you want to know that what you're doing. You want to make sure, like, get a flora book, get someone to come along with you and teach you, or just only consume things that you are safe. That's the most important one. because there are a lot of plants out there that are actually poisonous. So you want to be careful. So the example, the elderberries, I didn't know this. A friend of mine who I have never harvested elderberry berries or flowers, and she's the one who told me that, you know, elderberry flowers you can try and use as tea, but the berries do need to be cooked uh, because otherwise they're poisonous. So it's important to learn these things, but I also think it's really important to teach the kids, because this is a survival skill again, and also something that it's a good reason to have an herbal garden, may I say. I'm going to actually go out and harvest thyme to make thyme tea, because thyme is known to be really, really good for you. And I actually like if you do like lemonade with thyme, but I also like just thyme tea, or adding, and you can just add a little squeeze of lemon to it, but thyme with strawberries, or thyme with blackberry leaves. There are so many different ways you can do it, but I think it's teaching the kids about this, how to grow food, and how to forage for food. I think it's a really important skill for kids to have, and I'm really proud of my kids, and I'm really proud of Liam. Like, he knows how to identify a stinging nettle. I mean, if nothing else, when you touch it, you will know it's a stinging nettle, unfortunately. So anyway, I hope this video was helpful, and see you next time.